Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Wildflower Wills YouTube channel. I'm Louise from Wildflower Will, and welcome. It's Monday, which means it's cast on day here at Wildflower Will, and you guys are all voting for this week's project. So just let me get this. Let me pull this a little closer. So I hope everybody's had a great start to their week, and let's talk a little bit about knitting. So we're going to talk about what you were all voting for this week. It was two different sweater projects. And I have got some sock knitting to show you. We're going to talk a little bit about sock madness. I have a couple of other projects that have just a little bit of knitting on them that I can show you. And then we will just chat and we will talk about what you all are working on, what your new starts are, what your finishes are. Yeah, and that'll round up the hour for us. So, hi everybody. I see some people coming in the chat. So I hope you've got your knitting. Get settled in for an hour of knit night. So this week's project, let me talk a little bit about this. So I posted on social media for you to vote for two different sweater patterns, the Salty Air Tea and Ranunculus. Ranunculus, if you will remember, I had that one all planned out. I was going to knit that for my 2-week sweater. And do I have the yarn up here? No. Anyways, I used the blue yarn. I ended up switching that out to the summer tweed. Oh no. I lost the words. My blue sweater. Simple summer tweed top down V-neck. That's the sweater I knit with that. But I had that yarn set aside to knit a ranunculus. I had gauge swatched for it. I was kind of all set. I knew what I was going to do. And then that totally got sidetracked during a live podcast with Jocelyn and knit the V-neck sweater instead. And it's lovely. I've been wearing it and I absolutely love it. So I thought, okay, ranunculus would be good because March, this coming weekend, start of March is the Fiber Friends new challenge starts and it's going to be lace knitting. So Saturday I was talking with Cheryl and some of you guys and I was like, oh, what am I going to do for lace? Will I do a shawl? Will I do a sweater? Will I do socks? Anyway, somebody said, oh, remember you wanted to do ranunculus? I'm like, oh, that's right, I did. And anyways, so then we got talking about other lacy patterns, and somebody in the comments suggested the Salty Air Tea. And I'm like, okay, I've heard a lot of people have been knitting that. Probably not as many as ranunculus, but I think ranunculus has been around for quite a few more years than the Salty Air Tea. So, anyways, those are two projects that probably we've all heard or looked up Ravelry, seen the patterns, or somebody in our knitting group's been knitting them, and they do both have lace on them. So I thought, perfect. That makes it easy. That's going to be my sweater for March. Because the first week of the month, I want to be casting on a sweater anyways. So we're a few days early, but honestly, I'm not casting it on right now because Sock Madness sock has to be finished by the end of the week. So we're just voting a little ahead of schedule, and I will cast on once my sock is all done. So voting, you guys, there was lots and lots of votes today. We had over 100 votes again, 112, I think is what I counted. And it was close, sorta, nada. No, it wasn't close. It wasn't close really at all. I think everybody who voted on YouTube voted for the same sweater except for one person. Instagram stories was really leaning one way. Lots of times Facebook and Instagram are totally opposite voting, but not this week. Everybody was kind of leaning the same way. And there were some comments, say ranunculus was really light and airy. It would make a great beach cover up. It would make a great summer top. Some people said the Salty Air Tea looked too heavy for summer. Even though both of them are knit with fingering weight yarn, the Salty Air Tea does look more solid with just a little lace design, where the ranunculus does look more open. But let's see, there was some people had said they had seen a lot of ranunculuses knit, but not a lot of Salty Air Teas, so they thought, I'd like to see one in progress. A couple people were knitting ranunculus. One person said they were, like, just on the cast off or, like, doing the ribbing, and they were gonna have their ranunculus finished. I know Jillian from Little Red Mitten, she just posted pictures on her Instagram feed today that she finished a worsted weight ranunculus, so that's what she voted for. Um, Other people said Salty Tea was a really fun knit. So I don't think we could go wrong either way. And honestly, I couldn't really decide. So this is the one I leave it up to you guys. And then I just do whatever you guys vote for. So yes, Lynn, you're just in time to find out the winner because I'm going to tell you, and I don't even have any yarn to hold up because I haven't even picked out any yarn yet. That'll be the next thing. But I will tell you the winning sweater with 63% of the votes for this week's project is, insert your own drum roll here, is the Salty Air Tea. So Ranunculus didn't get only got 37% of the votes. So I still think I will probably knit that at some point, but not this week. So maybe it will be more of a summer cast on. Maybe a June, July cast on. Or maybe it will be more of a fallish one and do it at a worsted weight. So anyways, Salty Air Tea. So you guys that are here in the comments, have you knit it? Is it in your queue to knit? Have you never heard of it or seen it at all? I'm curious to know. It looks really super cute. True. What else can I say? Yeah, I think they were both okay. Let me see if I can do this without closing us all up here. I am going to pull up the patterns here um, for a second. So I've got nope. I have Sock Madness socks. Let's go. Let's do another Ravelry tab here. Okay, here we go. So ranunculus. So I will just chit chat a little bit about the patterns. Like if you haven't ever seen the ranunculus pattern, you've got lots of options with it. So I did purchase the pattern because like I said, I was all set to cast it on, and I was going to do um like a DK weight is what my yarn was. So anyway, so if you go into Ravelry and you look here, there's lots and lots of pictures on here, and it shows what I really like about this pattern is on Ravelry is right the first pictures you see down the side, it tells you what the model's wearing, like what size, what yarn it's done with, and how much positive ease. Like this one here is 47 centimeters, which don't have a tape measure. Um, I think I kind of roughly figured that it was like 15 inches of positive ease. Like it's a lot of positive ease, but it's very drapey, very oversized. You can knit it in lace weight. You can knit it in worsted weight. You can do long sleeve. You can do short sleeve. You can do a wider neck if you wanted that kind of really slouchy bathing suit cover up look. So you got tons and tons of options for it. It is cropped, you can make it longer. Okay, I'll just read for what it says on the pattern here. It says ranunculus is a top-down round yoke pullover with lace and textured stitches. It has short rows between the neck ribbing and the yoke pattern, but only on the not only on the back, but also on the front. We were just talking about that on the Fiber Friends because Cheryl had pulled out a pattern to knit and it had short rows that came all the way around to the front. And I was like, I have never knit a sweater that had short rows in the front. And then a couple of you, I think, quickly typed in that you had knit a sweater and that had short rows in the front. And Ranunculus might have been one that you guys had typed in. Anyways, interesting, right? As soon as you talk about something, you just start seeing it show up all over the place, right? So let's see. Pullover has cropped length, so you can layer it over a dress. And if crops aren't your style, please adjust to your favorite length. Yeah, and then there's a smaller, wider neckline, short sleeves, long puff sleeves. You can use lace, light fingering to worsted. Yeah, it's all kinds, and there's sizes size 1 up to size 11. So, which gives you your finished bust. Looks like size 1 is 46 all the way up to 70 inches, 70.75 inches. So, good size range on there. And it's knit with a 6 millimeter needle, so it goes fast. I think that was somebody else's comment that said ranunculus knits up super, super fast. So, okay, I'm gonna take a look at the comments here before we go to the salty air tea. Hi, Joe. Let's see, what is, oh, sweet, did LT Tear it did. Salty Air Tea did win. Hi, Jocelyn. Oh, okay, so Joe says, "I have never made salty air." Nancy says, "Yes, I did." Oh, yes, I did. Alice, "I haven't knit either of them." Diane never knit it, but I voted for it. Katie hasn't knit either. Um, oh, Jocelyn says, yeah, she's like, "Yay, I've seen a bazillion ranunculus." I know. Ranunculus is a tricky one to spell. I keep I know, I have a hard time spelling it, but I'm getting better now that I've typed it over a few times this last few days. Seeing something different would be nice. Yes. Oh, Lynn says she voted for ranunculus. Hi, Bernadette. Hi, Sam. I know. Sometimes, I mean, you just look at the sheer number of people that have knit ranunculus. So you mean you kind of can't go wrong with that because it does look good on all body types when you look at the pictures and the pattern on the Ravelry page. It's it seems to suit everybody, and you've got so many options with it, so can't really go wrong with that. So I may cast one of those on yet, but yeah, that would be whether it's a fingering weight or a worsted weight. Long sleeve, short sleeve. If I wait towards the fall, then I'll probably do it more DK worsted weight. Anyways, okay, let me see if I can pull up the other one here and give you the scoop on that pattern too. Let's see here. Ravelry is sometimes tricky, so we'll see if there it is. Okay, salty air tea. So this, oh, I didn't tell you who the designer was of Ranunculus, but the designer of the salty air tea is Samantha Gurin, and it was just published in 2022, so it hasn't been around that long. Fingering weight yarn. It's saying like a 3.5 millimeter needle. Sizes, not quite as many as the ranunculus, but size 1 up to size 9, which in inches, it looks like 31 inches up to 64 inches. So still good sizing on that one. And what does it say? Salty Air Tea was designed with easy breezy summer moments in mind. Simple construction, delicate lace yoke, and a style that's really modified to wear just the way you like it. One knit to a cropped length, pairs beautifully with skirts, dresses, high waist pants, or you can add some length to the body, style it with short jeans or just about anything. It's knit seamlessly from the top down. The neckline is cast on, and short rows are worked to raise the back of the neck. Yoke lace is knit, then the body and sleeves are separated and worked from the top down. So, okay, and this one also tells us some techniques. So, alternating cable cast on, which is a really fun cast on. I like that a lot. German short rows, I like those too. Basic lace, knitted cast on, picking up stitches. Okay, simple, simple. Should I say simple? I don't know. Simple. Anything with lace is, you have to pay attention to lace, right? Okay, so anyways, yeah, there's lots more details talking about needle sizing for hem and sleeve ribbing. And I like that when designers give a lot of info on the Ravelry page so you can make more of an informed choice before you purchase the pattern and then get all this detail. So if you did like you want to compare the two, ranunculus and salty air, you've got a lot of info here to work with. And she's got lots of pictures here. Front and back pictures up close of the lace. It looks nice. It's more fitted. Hers looks like it's almost like knit like not negative, but like probably like 0 ease or just like an inch or 2, maybe. Okay, yes. Salty air is intended to be worn with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. Um, yeah, so 2 inches of positive ease, that's like a quarter of an inch, on all 4 sides of you, so it's not very much. But yeah, hers is just very nice, form fitting, and looks really, really nice on her. So, you guys, that's what I'm gonna be casting on. So now the whole thing is what am I going to cast on? What do I have here? Do I have anything here, or do will I have to go yarn shopping? And I know you guys, and I know I have tons and tons and tons of like bazillion balls of sock yarn, but how many of them are sweater quantities and how many of them are just like a solid or tonal that the lace pattern's going to show up? It looks like a little tree pattern, like just like dot, like upside down V's. It looks like a very simple lace pattern, but super cute. I know Katie says go stash shopping. I should. I should. You know what I have? That it might be too heavy. But I could gauge and I could do some cast on a different size, couldn't I? I have some light worsted hemp yarn that is supposed to be a worsted. I know, don't I know this is calling for fingering, but the worsted is very, very light. It's more like a DK weight. Could I fudge the numbers a little bit and get that to work? Or, um, I know I'm gonna have to think here. I could have some croy, some of the stretchy croy. That could work. I have some in white. I have some in black. Black would be nice. And I might have some. I know I have some in a variegated, but that one worked well with the lace. So I know Sally said purple. I'm looking at the purple right now, but you know what? It's too variegated. So I don't think it would be a good choice. So it's going to sit in my stash yet again. One of these days, I'm going to knit with it. I've got like a marled gray up there in Croy. And I'm just kind of looking at what ones I have at a sweater quantity in. But I don't think the color. You guys, I might just have to go yarn shopping. I know. I think I had said this years ago, a couple years ago. I don't know when I started. My new rule was only buy sweater quantities of yarn. That's it. Just buy sweater quantities because buying this 1 or 2 balls kind of limits you a little bit. Oh, Debbie, did I find my cone of host toast? No. Oh, no, I didn't. But I'm thinking it might just be over here. Just over here. Um, I got some really big, large Ziploc bags, and I put some cones in that. Um, just yes, and so I think that might be there. So you know what? I have got a lot of like a royal blue color. I bought about 3 different shades of blue when I was making the shawl for my daughter's wedding. I didn't know which shade because you buying it online, it's hard to tell exactly what the shade is going to be like when you see it in person. So I couldn't decide, so I just bought them all. And I thought I knew as I was doing that, I thought, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be knitting with this blue, like royal blue forever." So maybe that would work well. I should do that. Might have to go I know, Liz. But maybe not now. Debbie to the rescue, reminding me that I do have, and it'll be that's so funny. I was just gonna say, and it'll be super soft yarn, meaning that it will be soft, but not super soft, um, as in the name of the yarn because the super soft yarn is not super soft. It's very rusticy. But I will have some Tides and some Coast. The Coast is the cotton blend and Tides is the silk blend, and they were both felt really, really nice. So, okay, Debbie. Okay, thank you so much for coming to my rescue. Yes, when I find that, that would be perfect. Um, that's good. Sam, you don't have to tell us you have a question. Just type your question out and somebody would love to help you. What are you stuck on? Last time I saw your hat, you were just zipping along on it. Oh, Nikki says, any solid or slightly tonal decay? Yes, surely I have some of that in my stash. I have some, but the Coast or the Tides. Um, the whole yarn. That's gonna be my best bet, I think. I will just have to do a little looking for that. Amanda, oh, the bulk of my stash is stuff people gave me, which is a blessing, but I tend to struggle with finding out what to knit with what I've got. I know, Amanda, it can be a struggle, right? Because you're right. It's wonderful that you were gifted all of that yarn and you've got it there and you can make things. But I know sometimes it's hard to like put it all together if you don't want stripes, which is sometimes is super fun. But so there is sometimes when you do have to go buy just for a specific project. Cotton blend would be great for a tea. It would be, Liz. I have got, what do I have? Oh my goodness, you guys, hold on. This stuff is within, I don't know if it's within arm's reach. I don't know if I can grab it or not. Oh my gosh, it's just a little too far. Okay, I've got Patton's Grace. I probably have a sweater quantity in that in one or two colors. Especially if I did cropped. I did cropped. That really cuts down on the amount of yarn I need. And it's short. There's no sleeves. Okay. Patton's Grace. I've got some in browns and golds, orangey colors. That is a definite possibility. Jocelyn, she's like, don't listen to them. If you want to go shopping, go shopping. Yeah, I will. Yes, you guys know I will. Nothing deters me. Doesn't matter how many people tell me not to go shopping. I will go shopping if I feel I need to. But I would actually like to use some stash. So possibly, we'll see. I'll do a little looking over the next couple of days, but I've got to knit a Sock Madness sock, you guys. So I'm just going to take a quick look here at some more of the comments, and then we're going to switch and we're going to talk about socks. Well, actually, maybe I'll show you a couple other little projects first. Let's see. Sam says, I took a picture of my hat and I don't know what I did. Oh, well, Sam, then just hold. If you can't fix it, then hold tight till Thursday. I would say try and fix it yourself. Don't worry. If you think you've dropped a stitch or knit back a row or two until you get past wherever you think the problem is and then carry on. Liz says reach for the yarn. Yeah, it's just out of reach. I don't think I will. Don't need to fall out of my chair. Jocelyn, you're making a birthday wish list as I watch. That's right. You have a birthday coming up. Mom and sibling want a list to pick from. Well, that is good. Yes. Put some sweater quantities, sock yarn. I know all the fun things on there. Nice. I could do both holst with mohair or titicaca. I could. Because the holst is really fine fingering. I know. Got some options. I see picking out some yarn and then doing a gauge swatch and figuring it out and then casting on. It's going to be so fun. Oh, Lynn, you're looking forward to seeing the socks. Okay, well, just before I show you the socks, last week's project, you guys, remember you were voting for the two balls of Karen cakes? The one was the shades of red and one was the blue and the green, and the blue and the green ended up winning. It is blueberry kiwi Karen Kinks right there. It's an 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Love it. And as you can see by the state of the ball, there's not very much been knit from this ball, but I did cast it on. And remember, so you guys know that I always like having a scarf and doing my mistake rib scarf. And I debated about this, about you doing the mistake rib again, and then I decided that I would do the bee stitch because I love that stitch pattern as well. So this is where I am at. I cast on twice and knit a little bit, and the first time thought it was too wide. So I took off some stitches, cast on again, and I've just done 4 rows. The bee stitch is a 4-row repeat. So here it is. And thinking it should be about 8 inches. The first one I did was 9 inches and it just looked too wide. So I took off about an inch worth of stitches and cast on again. So the bee stitch is totally the opposite of the mistake rib, where the mistake rib was ribbing, which of course I just happen to have sitting here beside me within arm's reach. So, and the mistake rib is so stretchy because it is ribbing and it really, really shrinks in on itself. So the bee stitch though does the opposite. It's a type of a brioche stitch actually. So it's very big, loose, squishy stitches kind of thing. So you get more width out of it. So anyways, I think I did 23 stitches on here and I'm hoping for about 8 inches. I want a wider scarf this time. So we'll see what we get. Anyway, you probably can't really see too much happening on here yet. It does give you some textured stitches. Yeah, you can, well, I mean, you can not really see anything yet. But anyways, that's what it's going to be. So I'm just going to keep playing with that. So probably not too many more rows on here until I get my sock finished. And then I'll just have it as something I can just pick up. This one is not quite as easy to just pick up as the mistake rib because that one is really, really easy. It's 1 row. Mistake rib is 1 row and you can just pick it up. This one here is 4 rows. So you do have to remember what row you're on or to be able to read your stitches. So I'm just always going to do chunks of 4, do my 4 rows, and then put it away and know that I'm right ready to start row 1 of the repeat so I know where I am. That's the plan with that one. I did not, did I? I don't think I worked on this project at all. This is going to be Scarlett's baby sweater. Not a baby sweater because she's not a baby anymore, you guys. She is almost 1 whole year old. She is almost a toddler. Anyways, this is this is my start on this one. This was the baby vertebrae. I'm knitting a larger size, larger, like larger than she really needs now because babies grow, right? So thinking that she'll be able to wear this all summer is the plan. Romance is the colorway here. This is Color Burst. It's a really fun yarn. It's a superwash merino and acrylic. Color Burst Romance. So I think this will be super cute. Love all of these colors in here. And, oh, Sam, you are trying to fix your hat? That's great. Is she walking yet? Alyssa asked. Almost. Almost. She's pulling herself up and she's trying to take a step or 2. Yeah. So she's getting there. One day she'll just be off and running, and then we will all be chasing after her. Okay, Sock Madness socks. Okay, so I did do a little shopping on the weekend, but I did not buy yarn, you guys. I did go to Little Red Mitten, and I came home with a couple new sock bags, project bags. not necessarily sock bags, but I have been eyeing these Della Q bags for a little while since I have got a couple of other Della Q bags, a tote bag and a backpack, and I'd seen these project bags and I was like, "Oh, this time I couldn't resist buying them." So this is the small size. There was one more that came with it that was larger. So this has remember we did a couple times, we did an episode of Weston Louise's knitting bag? Well, part of my lunch. Uh, and anyways, and I've got 2 balls of sock yarn and my socks in there. So, um, okay, Sam, I can't check it right now. Um, oh, Baby Sprout. Oh, Susanna, as a sweater pattern? Okay, I should go check that out, right? Um, oh, Alyssa, you weren't walking by myself until 18 months. My little brother was just under a year. I know there's such a variety, right? I mean, my son didn't walk till he was well over a year. Anita was walking right around a year. So yeah. Um oh, Sam, I did see the one picture you sent me earlier, but I can't tell what you did on it. So I can't really help you. I couldn't really tell from the picture. Okay, Sock Madness socks. So I knit these to the minimum requirements, and they definitely came out a little small. They almost fit. They kind of fit. There maybe the foot is a little small, but that's all right. For competition knitting, they are the right size. So there is one sock done. And there's the heel. So I oh, Nikki, your was second oldest was walking at 7 months? Oh, no, no, no. That should not be allowed. You want to take a full advantage of 12 months where you don't have to chase after them. So anyways, so there is sock 1 done. Oh my gosh, it was so fun to knit. Love it, love it, love it. The heel was really fun. Yeah, it was great. Does it fit you? I'm gonna try it on again. It does, but I don't know how really comfortable it is. The foot is a little short, but that's all right. And here's sock 2, you guys. Cuff, leg, heel. I'm just started a couple of rounds on my foot on sock 2. So I was gonna say it looks the same as the first one, and I'm thinking it better look the same as the first one because I don't have any time to be going back and fixing mistakes at this point. But oh, thanks, Nikki. I let me tell you guys, this past weekend, I sat in my living room on the couch and I knit. I started this pretty much Saturday afternoon, and this is Saturday and Sunday. So I haven't knit on it at all today. So that's what I'm going to do, a couple of hours worth to get work on the foot, work on the foot. Stretch the finished socks when you are done, and it might fit. Oh my God, Carol, you and I are like right knitting side by side here. So every time Carol and I compare notes on our sock, one of us is a couple of rows ahead of the other one in it. So yeah, so you're working on your heels. So yeah, you're not too far behind me. And so I think we have until I haven't actually, I think it's sometime Friday morning, like early Friday morning that these have to be submitted. So like early, like I'm thinking like 6 o'clock in the morning, but I don't know. There's a countdown on the Ravelry thread, and so I'm just really hoping to have. I'd love to have these done Wednesday night. knit tonight, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 3 nights for the foot, just divide it up, 3 nights for a foot and a toe. Totally make that happen. It's like sock Olympics. You're absolutely right. And this is like the relaxed round because there's no you don't have the time. You know exactly when the deadline is. So they were super, super fun to knit. Now, all the Sock Madness socks will be available. I'm assuming they're all will be paid patterns. I don't know if any of them are ever available for free or not, but they are not available on Ravelry until after Sock Madness is over. So that is sometime summertime, maybe June, July. Don't know exactly when. Whenever it ends. So they would be worth it if you want to challenge yourself a little bit or try some different techniques without the timeline, then you can always pick out your favorite patterns. So you can always go and just keep track of the patterns. What are the socks behind me? Oh, these ones. I keep forgetting. I set these here. These were the qualifying socks for Sock Madness 2 years ago. Last year was the famous balloon socks, and this cabled pattern was the year before. I made these out of Croy, and they feel so, so heavy. They feel like a work sock. But look at, okay, I really should have sock blockers up here, shouldn't I? But anyways, look at the cable on it. Don't, yeah. Oh, these were ones that I was like, oh, I didn't want to look too close because I'm like, I'm worried. You know how it is easy it is to miscross the cable in there. I can't remember the name of this pattern. I will have it in my Ravelry page, but um, this was just a good old heel flapping gusset, which was nice. But I know these cables were fantastic, and I think this was probably the first pattern that I actually cabled without a cable needle for a whole project. And so yeah, these were really, really fun. They were fun. These were intense to knit. This was a lot of chart reading, more so than the ones that we're doing now. So yeah, these I've never worn these because these are just going to be, I should put them on sock blockers and just hang them in my living room. My memento, my first Sock Madness that I qualified. So yeah, we'll just wait and see if I qualify for this one. I know um there's been a couple people in the Fiber Friends group that have qualified. There was 1 or 2 people that I didn't even know were knitting Sock Madness socks, and they posted their finishes, so that's exciting. So I know Jen is here tonight. I'm sure I saw Jen's name earlier, and she's qualified, so she's moving on to round 1. Carol and I are working on it, and who oh my goodness, I need to write down names because now I know there was a couple of other people. So, we'll see. Um, oh, Dawn was doing it, but then she's opted that she's gonna pass on it this year, which is totally fine. Um, yeah, it's just yeah, Sock Madness is fun. It's fun or stressful. It depends how you look at it. But, art socks, definitely art socks. I know the cables were so fun. Yeah, I love those ones. And like we talked about before, right? You just never know. It depends what the first sock comes up as, or anywhere along your sock madness journey, right? If there comes up a sock that is a technique that you struggle with or you just don't like knitting, that could be the end of the line for you just because you don't enjoy it, right? Um, so you just never know, but you just got to try. If you don't try, you don't know what you're in for. So anybody who signs up to try, they it's super exciting, super exciting. So anyway, so my goal is just to hopefully qualify with these socks. On one hand, I keep looking at them, all my stitches, and then on the other hand, it's like I don't want to even look because I don't want to know now if there's something, if I've done something, because I can't really go back and fix it now. Um, I did have to pull did I tell you that story? On the sock that's finished, I did forget an increase and my stitch count was off, so I did spend one night, like, but I don't know how many I spent till it was, like, till midnight unknitting stitch by stitch and undoing the cables and slip stitches to get back to where I had missed that one stitch that caused all that grief. But anyways, I did fix that because I thought I had time to do it and it would drive me crazy knowing that I had left a mistake in there. So I did undo that and now it looks totally perfect. I had just dropped down stitches, but it was in the increase section where I'd missed an increase, and I just couldn't get it to look, um, the way it should, so anyways, I just undid it and kept on going again the next morning. Anyways, that is that. That is Sock Madness Socks in progress, so I do have to do my Ravelry page. Um I've not made a Ravelry page yet, which I know I should do, but I was just gonna look here and see. I went into Ravelry. Hydra Scales is this pattern, and it says in here there is 1,466 project pages with this sock. And since nobody else has this other than Sock Madness Knitters, um, there's at least 14, almost 1,500 people knitting this pattern right now. And then there's probably surely I'm not the only one who hasn't made a project page yet. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe there would be up to 1,500 people knitting this. That's a lot of people. That would be kind of cool as a designer to have that many people knitting your pattern. I was just going to go in here and just look here just for fun. Well, maybe you haven't. I was going to say, has anybody gone into Ravelry to look at the Sock Madness thread? Um, just to give you a little bit of an idea, the chat, oh, thank goodness, the chat has slowed down. When this pattern started on the first weekend, you would go to bed and wake up the next morning and there would be 1,000 messages you had missed. And I'm not kidding, 1,000. Um, what did I want to see here though? It tells you how many does that tell you how many people had oh, there's 3,135 different people have been reading along the chat thread. Over 3,000. Incredible, right? Okay, I'm gonna check the countdown. Okay, my heart literally just skipped a beat. 3 days, 9 hours, 24 minutes. So what does 24 minutes, 9 hours and 24 minutes? And we're quarter to 9 or quarter to 9 at night, 9 hours. That'll take us to like 6 in the morning, won't it? So, Carol, we've got to have these done by like Thursday night. Well, unless you're going to stay up all night, like Thursday night, and submit them. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna try for Wednesday night, and then I've got Thursday night as my buffer, and then I can go to bed Thursday night and sleep. Thanks, Diane. Diane says you've got this, Louise. Oh my gosh. Sam says, Louise, if I drop a stitch, I can't remember how to bring the stitch back up. Just um you can pick it up with put your crochet hook through the stitch, grab the strand of yarn and pull it back through the stitch and up onto the needle. I think you've done a few of those, Sam, so I'm sure once you try it, you will remember. Um, so, oh, never try, never fail robots. There you go. Oh, so anyways, that is Sock Madness. So it's been super fun. But definitely Sock 2 is knitting up much better than sock 1. Sock 1, I guess maybe I didn't really realize how sick I was that first weekend when the sock came out because I was knitting this and I was just finding I had to concentrate so much and it was taking me so long to get around done. And I think between feeling unwell and just kind of those, like, first when you're casting on the socks, those, like, I don't know, like, sock madness jitters, like, you're thinking, like, "Oh, okay, I have to knit these fast, I can't make a mistake," and just being really cautious as to what you're doing and, checking to see if there was one mistake in the pattern they corrected, um, which is kind of a benefit of letting some people start ahead of you. Then they can work out all the kinks in the pattern. So by the time you get there, you can kind of keep an eye on the chat thread to see if anything needs to be amended before you get there. But anyways, I started sock 2 and oh, so much easier. It's a little bit faster to knit. So, um, yeah, I am not panicking. It'll all depend how much I knit tonight, really. If I get I'm hoping for a good solid couple of hours and get a good chunk of the foot done, and then get most of it done tomorrow night, finish the toe Wednesday, take some pictures, do my Ravelry page, email it off. Oh, Diane, you gotta go knit class tonight. Well, have fun. Go, Louise, go. Thank you. I know. Whew, Jocelyn and I are chatting Friday night, so I will give you the end of my sock madness, the qualifying round, well, Friday. If I qualified, if I didn't, my plan is if for some reason these don't qualify, if I have made an error on here somewhere, if that happens, then I will just ask to be a cheerleader and still try to carry on and knit the socks along with everybody. That's my plan. But I'm really, really hoping I've qualified and can get into round 1 because that would be fun and maybe a little stressful. So anyways, it'll all be good, is it? Yeah, it'll be fine. So Friday night, I'll be able to tell you what the verdict is on the Sock Madness socks. And Carol, you'll be able to tell us how you fared out as well. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this is going to be good. Okay, so salty air tea. I've got to find some yarn. I'm going to go look for the Holst cones because that would be fun to knit it out of. The blue is just a solid, like royal blue, which would be fun. It'd be a nice, pretty color to knit it out of. The lace would show up lovely. Um, yeah, and I think I actually know where it is. I think I know where it is. So if I find it and if I'm not stressing about my sock, I will post some pictures in the Fiber Friends group or on Instagram of what my sweater choice is going to be. So, and yes, and I will post some pictures on the Fiber Friends because it is going to be a sweater for the Fiber Friends challenge. The sweater knitting is wrapping up technically what Thursday night? Friday, I think is the first, isn't it? So yeah, just a few more days for you guys to finish up your sweaters and post them over in the Ravelry thread. I did see a couple people post pictures in the Facebook group and asked me to post your sweaters in the thread, so I've done that for you. So it'll be fun. We'll just move from one fun project into another. I'm just going from one sweater to another, which is fantastic. Hi, Mary. How are you? That's right. It's true. We get to pick new secret crafting to decide on. That's right. We do get to do that Friday night. What is going to be our whip for the month of March? Um, yes, I know. I'm like, ooh, possibilities. But I think I already know what my project is supposed to be. So we can talk more about that Friday night. So Jocelyn, you get a few projects gathered up because then we can vote on what what you should work on for the next month. So fun. Louise, oh, I just sent you a picture. Oh, is that a okay. Oh, I must have okay. I guess I'm at the end of the comments. That's wonderful. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much for voting for the salty air tea. I'm super, super excited to cast that one on and get it started and just do some fun lace, simple lace. It looks really, really fun. I think that'll be a great project to work through for March. Have it finished by the end of March, ready to go for April and May. Um, yes, just a perfect spring sweater. I think it'll be wonderful. And yeah, can't wait to actually start and finish a sweater and be able to wear it all within a few months. That'll be so exciting. Diane, oh my gosh, Diane, yes, you were on like a super, you were, yeah, you just knit, so you knit six dog sweaters and a puppy blanket. Not much time to knit with the wild child living through all of you. Well, Diane, that's okay. I mean, you did dog sweaters, so that's not quite what we were doing, but close, and that worked for your life, right? Now your puppy's got all kinds of all kinds of sweaters and a puppy blanket. That's so fun. Oh no, Liz, you just ripped out the ribbing on a pair of socks for the third time. They're now in the naughty corner. Oh no, what happened? I saw a finish. You just posted a finish not that long ago. Oh, as they should be. Nikki is feeling your pain here. I know, those silly socks. Well, what did they do wrong, Liz? Um, anyways, yeah, put them in timeout until you're feeling a little bit better about them and then go pick them up again and carry on. Okay, is anybody else getting ready or close to a finish? Let's celebrate some finishes if anybody has any. And we just have like about 5 more minutes to chat about any of your finishes or anything else. Um, oh, Diane wants to know if Sam's enjoying her hat knitting. I'm not sure how she's going to answer that, Diane, but she's doing fantastic. She's doing great, and before we know it, she'll just be whipping out hats couple a week here, I'm sure. Oh, Alyssa, I want to finish 2 pairs of socks before March. Oh, for lace knitting. Perfect. Yeah, lacy socks are fun. Yeah, that's great. I had thought about doing lacy socks too. I mean, lace, I don't know. I love knitting lace. I love knitting lace. And I have got some lace books. I actually purchased some old lace books. So maybe I'll have to show some of those kind of Saturdays throughout March when Cheryl and I are chatting on the Fiber Friends podcast and show you some of these books. You guys might all enjoy seeing some of that. Oh, Jocelyn's got to go. See you Friday, Jocelyn. Oh, okay. The socks are vanilla past the heel. Yeah. So the foot is. Oh, which way are you going? Are you going up or down? So leg or the foot? The leg has the lace on it, then the foot is just plain. Oh my gosh, Sam and her dishcloths. 15 dishcloths. Sam, that's amazing. Plus hats. Wonderful. So, Susanna, what are you working on right now? Oh, sprout. You had said about the sprout. That was a sweater, was it? Like a baby sweater? I'm going to see if I can find it right now so I don't forget. Oh, sprout tee. Oh, you weren't talking about a sweater for Scarlett. This is like an adult sprout tee. Oh, that is super cute, Susanna. Have you made that? But is it lace or is it cable? Oh, maybe it has some lace on it. Ooh, ooh, that's really pretty. Um, yeah, it's all cabled. All down the front, a diamond pattern down the front, cables on either side. That's really cute. Not at all what I was picturing. Isn't it funny when your name pops in? I was thinking a little child sweater, knit in green with like a leaf motif on it or something. Anyways, um, oh, you were just saying, oh, isn't that funny? Okay, well, I just went and looked up and there is a sprout summer. Well, it is a summer top, it's short sleeve, but it looks heavier. Like, and even just like the cables make it feel heavy. there's no laciness or openness to it. But anyways, there is a Sprout summer tee that looks interesting. Isn't that funny? Well, Susanna, you led me down the path of another pattern. Oh, that's right. Oh, she wants to finish her vanilla socks. Oh, got you. I totally misread that, Alyssa. Somehow I was thinking socks. You wanted to finish lace socks for the challenge, but you want Nikki was able to understand your probably very clear message that I was just only reading half of. Totally got it mixed up. So you want to finish your socks, your vanilla socks, and then you're going to start a lace pattern. Well, that works too. So are you going to do vanilla are you going to do lace socks, or what is your lace pattern going to be, Alyssa? Ooh, Diane, I'm trying lace bloom socks. I have to buy a pattern tomorrow if I remember. I need to dig out pinkish skein. Okay, Diane, I can't wait to see those. Nikki, I'm knitting a vanilla sock with opal yarn using a traditional Turkish sock pattern that is toe up. Okay, so Nikki, okay, the last couple of minutes here, let's talk about that sock pattern. So, vanilla socks with a traditional Turkish sock pattern that's toe up. So, is what makes it Turkish? Is it the heel? Is it just is there any difference in the pattern, I guess? What than what like our plain vanilla toe up sock would be? I'm curious. Is it the cast on, the cast off, the type of heel? That sounds very exciting anyways. Oh my goodness, Lynn, you have some 100% silk ribbon yarn. You got it at a garage sale. What? 10 years ago. I want to find something to do with it. That sounds like a really fun project. Oh, well, Sam, you know what you can do, Sam? Pull out your needle. Just pull it out. All you're doing is just knitting. Just pull it out, rip out a bunch of rounds until you get past wherever looks wonky, and then pick up every stitch again, and then just carry on. And so try it. I mean, you can't, if you're stuck and you can't go any further right now, anyways, pull out your needle, rip it back, and pick up your stitches. Um, if you have trouble picking up stitches, well, you're not any farther behind than you were, really. Um, and just leave it. We'll fix it Thursday, but it's good practice. Practice makes perfect. So don't be afraid of your knitting. Just rip it out and pick up stitches and carry on. Nikki says, okay, it's a vanilla sock, but toe up. The toe is what they call a box toe, and the heel is very different from any heel you've made before. Oh my goodness. That is so exciting. I was just like telling who I don't know who I was telling, or maybe I don't even know. I don't know where I was or who I was talking to, but talking about socks, like a sock is a tube. Like, how many ways can there be to make heels? And the answer to that is a whole lot. You would think there could be like two, I don't know. But there's so many different ways to just do a sock. It is so exciting. Love it. All right, Nikki, I can't wait to see some pictures and yeah, what you think of the whole process. Alyssa, better? Oh, better than me ballroom dancing. I got mad and I was not getting stuff in the first class. Oh, and in a knee brace. Oh dear. Yeah, that might sounds tricky. Oh, Sam. Yes, that's right. We'll get Sam back on track. You've got your dishcloths to work on, so don't stress about it. We'll get you back on track. But I do suggest, Sam, pull that needle out and just rip back past whatever's all wonky, and then just pick those stitches up. You can do it. Oh, oh, did lots have to go? Oh, did lots of work Friday, Saturday. Well, Susanna, I'm so glad that you popped in. Yes, it is 9 o'clock, so that is time. We're going to wrap up because you guys, I've got Sock Madness sock. I gotta get knitting here. So we're gonna sign off here. and I am just gonna go get comfy. I'm gonna get a drink. I'm gonna get a snack. I am going to get all set up with my pattern, get comfy, and put on a podcast, something to listen to, and I am just gonna knit for the next couple of hours and see how far I can get on this sock foot. Anyways, all right, you guys. So lovely to chat with everybody. Thank you for helping me pick out my sweater pattern for March. Can't wait to get going on that. And yeah, Jocelyn and I will be here Friday. So that'll be fun. The sock madness sock will be done one way or the other. So I won't have to worry about any sock knitting Friday night. So anyway, I'm just looking here. The toe is also different, Nikki says, from how I have done toes and patterns before. So that's so fun. Um, oh, okay. Well, then just leave it. Just leave it till Thursday, Sam. Oh, thanks, Diane. Yeah, I'm super happy with my socks. Okay, good stuff. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go work on my socks. So have a great week, and if you're able to join Jocelyn and I back here Friday night, half an hour earlier than we started tonight, 7:30 Eastern time, and yeah, we'll just have another Friday night knit night. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me and for chatting. It's been great. I am off to go knit on my sock. See you all Friday night.